No way. What's up, guys? We're back on the Nexus podcast, episode 3. Today's gonna be very special. It's What's Your Reason? We don't have a guest. We're gonna be talking about amongst ourselves today. What's our reason? What's the passion that we have? And what drives us every day? So,
saludos a todos, aquí estamos una vez más. Y el tema de hoy va a ser ¿cuál es tu motivo? ¿Cuál es tu razón?
right. Erick C in the house.
Well, we're back. Happy New Year to all of you.
That's right.
This year, 2020, it's going to be a year of a lot of growth, a lot of new experiences this year.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of surprises here on our podcast. And we're excited because we're going to talk about a lot of different subjects, a lot of different guests that we're going to have. And we're here.
Yes.
Our third podcast.
Yes.
Third podcast.
Yo tenía una sugerencia a cualquier persona que nos esté escuchando que quiera hablar sobre un tema, puede dejárnoslo saber y nosotros podemos buscar el invitado que sea para ese tema que tú escojas.
Sí, exacto.
That's
Este es un podcast que es abierto. Nosotros hablamos de todo. El tema, siempre y cuando no se nos aburran. Es un tema, puede ser de todo. Puede ser de Dios, puede ser de la vida, puede ser algo que tal vez podamos orientar al público de ciertas cosas. Como la vez pasada tuvimos al director de la escuela que habló de muchas cosas relacionadas con los muchachos y los programas que están haciendo ahora en la escuela para su seguridad y todas esas cosas. Entonces, este es un podcast donde los informamos.
Amén.
Le damos mucha información y a la misma vez nos conocemos, hacemos una relación con nuestro público.
Queremos darle gracias. We want to give you thanks for supporting us through the little bit that we have. We've seen a great amount of numbers that have been, a lot of people have been watching us, so we thank you for your support. And you know, the topic today, just an intro, is what drives you, what drives us, what drives anybody, what's the passion that we have. Erick, what's your passion?
If you guys see me here entertained, that I'm actually doing a little bit of technical work as we're speaking.
Right.
But you know, I've been thinking a lot since you mentioned, you know, the topic for today. You know, this is a perfect time to talk about it because we're in the beginning of the year. Ever since I was really young, the last week of the year, I usually sit down and talk about what I accomplished that year or what I didn't accomplish, and then think about the next year.
Right.
You know, and this goes tied to what the topic is about. You know, to me, and I know you've known this, my passion is music.
Right.
Right? Es la música. And sometimes your passion, it's like a relationship. Sometimes you have ups and downs. Sometimes you know, life tells you that why are you going to keep trying? You know, you go through a lot of ups and downs, and sometimes you feel like quitting, or sometimes you feel like why am I doing this?
Right.
You know, but somehow it just always comes back. You know, and I remember when I was a kid, you know, to everyone it made sense to say, man, why don't you study to become an attorney or a doctor?
Right.
You know, because on paper, that's what everybody always wants for the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have a passion. And when I was little, I loved music. I used to see my oldest brother, Jordan. He was a rock drummer, guitar, and he was always in his room practicing. And I saw myself first like wanting to be like a rock musician, you know.
Right.
And the long hair from the 80s, you know, Motley Crue, all these guys.
Yeah.
And you know, eventually I got some piano lessons because my parents were like, okay, you want to be a musician? ¿Quieres ser músico? Pero un instrumento bonito, piano, los pianistas, you know?
Yeah.
You know? But I always like percussion, so I started with piano and I started studying. I actually went through 2 or 3 different teachers.
Right.
And I studied for like about 3 or 4 years. But in the meantime, I always liked percussion. I like congas, I like timbales, I liked anything percussive.
Right.
You know, I liked. So my parents quickly figured out that I stopped studying my lessons on piano and I was always on my congas. And so then he got me private lessons to learn because my father always felt that if I wanted to do something, I had to go and study it.
Right.
O sea, my father always was like, no quiero que sea un músico esto por ahí que nada más, tú sabes, que no estudie, no. Tú, si quieres ser músico, estudia.
¿Y qué era lo que tu mamá decía cuando tu hermano escuchaba esa música? Que era del diablo.
Bueno, cuando yo era muchacho,
oh my God.
nosotros, bueno, eso ya tú sabes, eso es una historia larga. Cuando, tú sabes, nosotros, yo le doy gracias a mis padres porque siempre nos mantuvieron cerca del cristianismo, ¿no?
Right.
Siempre, tú sabes, siempre Dios fue algo muy importante en la vida de nosotros.
Right.
Pero como todo, tú sabes, todo el mundo pasa sus crecimientos espirituales y en ese momento mi mamá estábamos en una etapa muy, ¿cómo decir?, fanática del cristianismo. Entonces, tú sabes, y no solamente ella, en la sociedad, en ese tiempo cuando el rock salió y toda esa música, ni las iglesias cristianas, Christian music is not the way it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
It was taboo to play rock and roll or salsa or anything like that.
Yeah,
because it was considered devil's music.
Well, it's funny you say that because when I first started going to a church, they told me, like, I stopped doing music for 6 months because the church I was going to, they told me that reggaeton was like devil, that gift is not given by God and whatnot. And, along the line, I understood that it was really not, it's not the genre or the type of music, it's the content, it's what you rap about.
Right, in fact, and it's crazy, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Ray, la película esa Ray con Jamie Foxx, la historia de Ray Charles.
Sí.
Yeah.
Bueno, cuando Ray Charles salió and he was developing his style of music, que era música gospel, los chords de gospel, y los mezcló con rock and roll. Y mucha gente le dice, no, eso es sacrilegio. That's sacrilegious. How are you going to mix this devil's music with gospel? And he's like, no, what do you mean? It's music. Music is music. So in the 80s, it was crazy that you would think about rock and roll or even salsa little by little was starting to creep up in the Christian world.
Right.
So my mother in that time, because my brother, he had long hair, and an earring, and all his friends were like that, and they were listening to Kiss and all this music, and he was in the room all the time,
Motley Crue and all that.
And it was just a different time,
Right.
But luckily she got over that. And and because of that brother, my other brother and myself, we started getting into music. But I started liking Latin music when I took my first trip to Colombia. Cuando fui a Colombia por primera vez, and I got to learn how to dance, and I got to be with my family, and I started listening to the music. At that time I used to think that music was for older people. Era para personas mayores. Oh, esa música de viejo. No. It was like, I started learning how to dance, I started learning then I used to go to rehearsals and watch bands, pues también yo vengo de una familia de músicos.
Right.
Y yo iba a los ensayos y veía toda esta orquesta y me empezó a gustar la salsa.
Right.
So your passion is music.
Music.
Mira que lo que yo tengo aquí, una taza
Merengue.
de merengue
Uepa.
con café dentro.
So now that you talked about, Eric, thanks for that insight on what's your passion. That was pretty deep. What about you, Eva? What's your passion?
I think right now my passion is my family.
Nice.
That's what like give me inspire me to get up and do what I want to do. But of course, yo para dar a mi familia, yo tengo que primero amarme yo. So mi pasión es mi familia, de que ellos estén bien y no solamente eso, yo creo que en el 2020 Dios me ha llevado a tener pasión por las personas más que antes. en el sentimiento que las personas tienen, en lo cómo se sienten,
Claro.
en dar un consejo, una persona que está afligida. Yo creo que mi pasión es ayudar. Esa es mi gran pasión. En estos últimos tiempos es mi familia y poder ayudar a otros. Y Dios me ha llevado por ese camino de que personas llegan a mí sin yo buscarla para yo ayudarla. So, yo creo que el 2020 va a ser un año donde Dios va a abrir puertas, todo, no sé lo que Dios tiene preparado, pero para mí mi pasión es mi familia y mis amistades, lo que me rodea.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's interesting you say that, because I remember, you know, a couple of months ago, let's say like what, 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, when you lost your aunt, you know, we were home with the kids, and you know, one of the kids said that, you know, my mom is the backbone of this family. And I really agreed with her, because it's true, you know, and I felt that when you weren't home, you know, it was like, we noticed everything you do for us, and I just want to say in camera, you know, that thank you for all you do for our family.
Oh, thank you.
You know, so my passion, guys, is it's interesting, because when I was about 16 or 17 years old, I remember I was talking to my youngest brother, and he always tells me, oh, well, you know, you always bring this up, like, you're never gonna let it go. And it's like, it's not that I've had let it go, but it's been part of what I believe that my testimony, you know. And when I was around that age, he, you know, I'm a barber by trade, and it wasn't something that I always wanted to do, you know. It was something that I was challenged to do. It was, he told me, you know, I was like, you know what, brother, I'm thinking about being a barber. And he said, you never